That's right. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And guess what, kids? Today we're actually going to talk about something theme park related. Can you believe it, Dragon? Once in a blue moon, we actually get a chance to talk about something like this. Okay, it is time, folks. The time is upon us. The age of heroes has finally dawned upon Disney's California Adventure. And we are going to go full tilt spoilers on a top secret tour of Avengers Campus. Dragon, how you doing tonight?
I'm feeling marvelous.
All right, so Dragon, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it to you. I got to admit, it's a starting point. I have thoughts, but I'll try and keep it on the positive side of things. But what do you have to say about this whole thing?
I gotta tell you, obviously there could always be more, but there are limits. Let's be honest. But it looks like as a first glance, looks like a dream come true, even in its infancy. It looks like it looks like you stepped into a larger world, which is exactly the vibe you want when you step into the MCU. It's I question some of the specifics, of course, but it's clearly learned a lot from Galaxy's Edge and like what not to do. Let's not box ourselves into a corner that now we're kind of stuck with. That sort of line of thinking.
All right. Dragon, I feel like really much like Galaxy's Edge, I really feel like the success of this land is going to depend on the character interactions for me. Like, the character interactions can either make or break this land. If there's no characters out and about, if there's no action going on, then I honestly think this land, like, it's fine, but it's, I got to admit, I think the biggest black spot on this land's resume is attraction roster, and we'll get there. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm visualizing like a super kinetic land where there's always some sort of hero interaction happening. Either the Spider-Man stunt shows going on, or the Dora Milaje are marching around, or something like that. And it's like it's kind of like a never a dull moment. And they did kind of make a big deal in the grand opening ceremony, which we'll get to, about all the characters that could potentially be in the land. I don't know. What do you think, Dragon? Because I really feel like that's where the success of this land is going to kind of like hang on.
Well, hang on, specifically what?
The characters.
All right. Well, it seems to be a big draw, particularly with they're really not dealing with anything really generic with the live shows, particularly. So I think it does bode well for them getting really creative in that respect of it. So far, yeah. I'd like to see them do a little bit more with the attractions, but particularly the next one they're working on. But yeah, I'd say it's about fair. Yeah, like it seems like the characters are going to be a big selling point for this. But then again, just the supplemental stuff, like the Pym Test Kitchen, for example. That
Dragon. We're gonna build to the Pym Test Kitchen.
Right.
The Pym Test Kitchen is going to be the tease of the podcast, all right? Because it looks amazing, but we gotta earn that. All right. So let's just go ahead and now let's see. Dragon, of course, I'll go ahead and provide the background this time. What do you know? So this land, of course, was originally Bountiful Valley Farms and Disney California Adventure, and then it also became a Bugs Land. And Dragon, it really is kind of a small kind of cul-de-sac of the park. It always has been. But I feel like now it's going to serve as a nice transitioning point into, between Hollywood and then sort of like the bigger, like Cars Land, Paradise Pier, sort of like back half of the park. And so construction's been going on for a couple of years. Obviously, it got delayed due to the Voldemort of it all. Dragon, the really interesting thing about Avengers Campus, is that I believe there's three different versions of it that are going to be coming. One in Tokyo and one in Paris, as well as this one. I could be wrong about the Tokyo one. I'm pretty sure on the Paris one. It might be like Hong Kong or something.
It may be Hong Kong.
It could be, but because Hong Kong does have the Ant-Man ride, I'm pretty sure, right?
Then yeah, that basically whichever place has the Ant-Man ride, that's the other park. So
Okay. So, Dragon, the interesting thing is that, and this is something I've been preaching for Imagineering for years with Avengers Camp, with how they do things with their lands. Galaxy's Edge, I gotta tell you, Dragon, the fact that both Galaxy's Edges are like pretty much like shot by shot photocopies of each other on both coasts, like that to me just kind of takes away the value from both of them. And I think Disney is really learning from their mistakes in that regard, because Avengers Campus is going to have like an ongoing storyline. And I imagine that the attractions will be similar, but I'm imagining it's going to be kind of like a Fantasyland style situation where each land will have like slightly different variations and slightly
well, no,
different.
Tiki. Each land's going to have a very different ride. So I mean, again, we have Ant-Man, Iron Man, and I want to say Hong Kong, and here we have we got Guardians and Spider-Man and something else.
Exactly.
So it's going to be each land's going to have a different Avenger-centric ride.
So, and I'm pretty sure, if they want to clone the big e-ticket Avengers coaster that they're working on for each park, that's fine with me, as long as the overall vibe of each of the three of them is different. Because like there is something just so disheartening about Galaxy's Edge on both coasts, man, just being exactly the same. Now that I've been to both. All right, so let's just get into it, Dragon. Let's talk the opening ceremony. Hold on, let's get some more red in there. Boop. All right,
how's that? Go. Yes, much better.
Okay. So Dragon, of course, this was kicked off by Mr. Paul Rudd himself.
Yes, the wonderful Paul Rudd. Of course, the whole Lang Test Kitchen, very funny.
Yeah, we'll get there. I like honestly don't think he's wrong, and I honestly don't even know if he's joking.
Well, I mean, I think it's more, it's got to be a joke. Anyway, yeah, it's. I think our kind of pull for celebrity guests were very on point. Minimal as it was, I thought. Again, we have Paul Rudd very tied into the Ant-Man kind of centric draw. We have Jon Favreau, the man who kind of started the party.
Favreau was a great get, man. That was that was the sort of chills moment of the evening for me.
Yeah, made it something special. Again, it's Favreau alongside kind of like something you think you'd never see in a Disney park. It's a walking Iron Man. It's crazy.
Iron
Man who can walk
not
around.
only the Iron Man, but like I said, Dragon, we got a big freaking lineup of Avengers.
Well, sure. So I mean, this is kind of like feel them out here. Of course, also we had a few little video cameos as well from from all across the world. Like your Zoe Saldana's, your Mark Ruffalo's, your Paul Bettany's, you name it.
I love Paul Bettany. I think my favorite was Denai Guerrera, just because her whole I cannot wait to see people's faces when they come face to face with Adora Milaje.
Of course, ironically,
you could just feel the enthusiasm.
For sure, and of course, because she's very much the face of the Dora Milaje, very much so. It must mean a great deal to her. So, and of course, ultimately, with this whole Wakanda series we have coming up in Black Panther, the Wakanda Forever follow up to Black Panther, with this, surely Okoye, if not sure, you're going to have major roles. So, of course, she's very much having a left shoulder onto her. So it means a great deal to her, I'm sure. Anyway, the irony is we have a lot with the Avengers campus here, but unlike the Avengers movie, we do not have a Hulk yet. Mark Ruffalo has popped up. Because again, I mean, there might be some tricky kind of legalese red tape with the Hulk. Because I mean, assuming he doesn't appear in the Avengers,
Hulk is one of those. He's one of those characters where it's I feel like it would be just a freaking perfect animatronic.
I know, right?
And so I hope we get the Hulk one day, man. I really do.
I'm saying if we get the Hulk, the only place we're going to get him is in the Quinjet attraction they're building next. It's the only way you're going to get the Hulk in there at this.
You mean the Avengers?
I'm sorry, what?
The Avengers e-ticket.
I mean, sure, but it's it's based. It's a whole Quinjet attraction though. But yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, oh yeah. So
So
like the characters though. So we got Iron Man, we got Cap, we got Black Widow, we got Thor. Of course, we got Okoye, Black Panther. Which I'm sure is quite big and quite meaningful, especially today. Ant Man the Wasp, Loki, Captain Marvel, trying to hang some laurels there, and Star Lord and Gamora. But you know who's missing? Spider Man.
oh god, yeah, and then Spider-Man is in his like classic homecoming pose, Dragon.
Yep.
Great. It's great.
Of course, just kind of fun way to show off, the big stunt thing, which we'll get to. And also, I couldn't. The one who just did not get showcased at all because there's someone standing on the roof with Cap, and I think that's Hawkeye. Given that Hawkeye's in all the concept art, I like to think that's
Oh,
Hawkeye.
poor Hawkeye. Everyone always forgets about Hawkeye.
That's the thing because I know he's in the concept art. He was like the only one that
Right.
seemed to be missing, and I can only assume the
I
other
mean,
pair of
you would think
legs.
out of like all the Avengers, he would be by far the easiest one. Like, just get a dude in his 20s with a bow and arrow. There you go.
Yeah, so there you go on that one. My part of me wonders if we were hesitating on Hawkeye because of the Kate Bishop of it all, but then again, there was a pair of legs there. You can't see the face. I don't know who's there. All right, anyway, so but someone else. This is really. You know what's funny though with the Spider-Man delay? I love this kind of this meta thing of Marvel's always waiting on Spider-Man, but we love him. So when he shows up, it's a party. But like, hey, where's Spider-Man? He finally shows up. We finally got Spider-Man as like our big thing for the park. Like, hey, never in a million years did we think we were going to get him in here to join the party, but we did.
Disneyland in particular.
Yeah, so that's really cool. They gave him like a little bit of build there. Kind of made him like, oh, Iron Man doing the face palm and everything. Like, yeah. We love the kid. He gives us trouble with with Sony, but we love the kid.
All right, and then Dragon. I think probably the most meaningful moment of the night for everyone is freaking my God, Anthony Mackie, man, Anthony the Man Mackie. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, Mackie the Knife. Yeah,
comes up with the frickin' Captain America shield, Dragon, in the same case that we saw from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep. He's
oh
carrying
man,
the shield.
and he gives it to frickin' Sam Wilson, Captain America.
It's quite special, I gotta tell you. It was, and I tell you, look at that moment, and you can
Dragon,
hear.
I think Sam Wilson, Captain America, is going to be like the most sought after meet and greet in Disneyland history.
Really?
I don't know. I just think there's something really special about it. I think everyone is going to want to get a picture with him, man. I could see it like, because as of right now, I would probably say the most popular would be like Jack Skellington. Like that's probably the most popular in Disneyland history. But I don't know. Like I could like I'm just saying in terms of just a sought after picture. Like who else would you want to meet in Avengers Campus, Dragon? I mean, plenty of people. Don't get me wrong, but like Sam Wilson Cap is like especially post what we saw on Falcon Winter Soldier. That's got to be near the top of your list,
right? I can tell you, you see Mackie when he's handing off the shield. It seemed really emotional for Anthony Mackie. I think I want to say this is kind of like a big moment that really hit him. That oh my God, I'm Captain America now. This is huge, and people are coming to see Falcon Cap, and that's a big deal. Because in part, that's I'm the new Cap. So it was. You can hear it in his voice, and it's something really kind of nice to behold.
Absolutely.
And I'll admit though, I mean, it's really cool. I'll admit, just with all the characters, though, which is all the characters, part of me wishes that we would just pick a lane because obviously we're kind of throwing continuity out the window on this one. It's not a deal breaker, but just something. It's like,
you know what? That is one of the things that hurt Galaxy's Edge. So again, it's kind of a compare and contrast.
That's what I'm saying. Like comparing, if you compare the two, it's better to just like, okay, we can only have these characters, like no Vader's walking around, versus like, hey, we got everybody. Which I mean, I'll take. I mean, look, I'll take more Cap the better. I'll take it. I mean, I mean, look, I'll take it by all means, and it's like I'm just glad we have it because basically, fundamentally, it's like we can't have an Avengers theme park without Iron Man. That's kind of what it boils down to. We need Iron Man.
Totally.
Because of that fact, we have to bend the rules. Well, because initially what I was thinking is, wait a minute. Basically, if you wanted to find continuity before I realized, oh my god, this wouldn't work at all, is you could set it like right before Infinity Wars, like that year that passes after Black Panther. You know, like that, that changed. But then you realize, oh wait, Cap would be bearding on the run. We can't have that. It wouldn't work at all. We wouldn't have either Cap really at play. Everything else would probably work, just not that.
Right.
But yeah, and obviously there's the Thor stuff too. So the point being, it's just at the end of the day, just taking it. It's a Marvel park we've been waiting for a long time. They're all there. You have
Dragon,
2 Caps for the price of one.
Stay with me, man. We don't care.
Exactly. We don't care. And also, like the Kevin Feige being there, presiding over everything. Basically, Feige given the blessing, as the Marvel Pope that he is.
The Marvel Pope.
Yes. Always wearing a hat too. All right, so and of course we do the arc reactor, basically powering the whole place. that's cool too. So yeah, just
that is cool. That's a nice touch, man. That's a nice touch for an opening ceremony.
And right in front of the sign, the arc reactor is built into the floor of the park, which is really cool.
You know what it kind of reminds me in a stupid sort of way?
What?
This is gonna like it's not nearly as historically significant, but it kind of reminds me of like, oh, Fantasyland open to the public by lowering the drawbridge on the castle.
Hey,
you know what I mean? It's like kind of just like a just a moment, a moment just for people who were there,
Yeah, we powered it on. We put it on the thing that kind of started this whole mess. We've done it again for this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the opening ceremony went over like gangbusters, it seems. It went over pretty good.
All right, so you know what hasn't gone over like gangbusters, Dragon?
What?
Webslingers, a Spider-Man adventure.
Is that really the full title?
Yes.
You're sure?
Either Web-Slingers or Web-Swingers.
No, I'm saying it's Web-Slingers. I mean a Spider-Man adventure. That's what I'm asking.
It's a Spider-Man adventure, yeah.
All right, anyway. Yeah, I know they're loving the acronym. They're loving the web acronym that's everywhere. The whole worldwide engineering brigade. Which, I mean, it's not. It's cute. It's fine.
I'm just going to come right out and say it, Dragon. With Web-Slingers, there's pretty much one big positive that I have for it. And that's that I really appreciate the fact that the ride is like a tour of Avengers campus, and through the screens we get to see the different locales. We have like a Pym's Test Kitchen scene. We have a scene that kind of features the Guardians of the Galaxy Tower. I do genuinely appreciate that. Pause. Big old pregnant pause. But I don't know. What do you think, Dragon, before I lay into it?
I'll tell you. Honestly, I like it with there is one problem for me, though. One kind of kryptonite bullet kind of problem for this attraction, though. If we're comparing Spider-Man rides, there's one very key.
Oh, there's no comparison. Don't even go there.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if I'm picking look, as much as I really do enjoy. I enjoy the queue, and I love seeing Peter Parker. And let me put it this way: I like the intrinsic logic of the Web-Slingers ride, where it's a neat idea of okay, so this is what Peter Parker does as Tony Stark's intern. When he's not being Spider-Man, he's kind of doing stuff for Stark Industries, which Spider-Man and Iron Man very publicly friends. So they have so there's all this kind of Spider-Man web tech that's going on, the whole Spider Bot. So that makes sense. So that's cool, and also when you walk through the line, there's a really cool Easter eggs where you see the other people who are interns for Stark Industries, and if you notice, you have Harley from Iron Man 3, he's in there, and Doreen Green, who is Squirrel Girl.
That's cool.
So yeah, so I'm just saying you have a lot of cute little Easter eggs like that. Again, I like kind of how it contributes to the world building in that regard. It's kind of some shades of. I kind of viewed it as it's like a kind of a cuter prototype for the Spider Slayers. Like if these, as the pattern has been so far in the Spider-Man movies, we have something kind of Iron Man centric that kind of becomes a Spider-Man bad guy. It's kind of what we keep doing. You know? And again, it's worked out well so far. So far, it's worked out, I think, pretty well. But I'm saying going forward, it's like, hey, if we ever did the Spider Slayers, we can attach it to the rides. They start off with these cute little prototypes. Maybe Tinker or someone gets a hold of it. Alistair Smythe, if you will, turns into something not so cute, more scary, you know? But so all of that.
How, the duplicating scene feels very Sorcerer's Apprentice to me.
Which again fits very well with the Peter Parker, Tony Stark kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, in that scene, I think the Q is really nice. There's some fun Tom Holland just trying to do a little presentation for the Q.
Can I say something on the Q really quick? I feel like the Q is like it's fine. It's got some decent Easter eggs in there. There's a couple details that I feel like are relatively cheap, like just like the handwritten notes on the vent. On the vats of webs, it's like I know it's fine, it's cute. It's just like it's just not very visually stimulating to me.
I mean, the Luxo lamp's kind of nice.
The webs themselves look honestly kind of cheap. Dare I say?
Better than your webs.
I'm not arguing that, but it's Disney. They look kind of Knott's Berry Farm-ish, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And I don't know. I just think the one pre-show with Spider-Man, like it's good. It's well written. I just think it's honestly, it could have just been like a Spider-Man animatronic, but I guess we needed to get the Tom Holland cameo in there. So.
But again, it was for the whole internship thing. It's like, what, he's there in the gag of like, I'm going to call Spider-Man.
This is a ride that painfully needs an animatronic or two.
I mean, look, I'm not saying we don't need more animatronics, but I don't know. Maybe in the queue it's fine. I don't know. I think we had more animatronics or like kind of stuff in the ride itself. That'd be cooler. But
give me more robots.
Right.
Right.
My point is, again, it's kind of a nice orientation. Like for example, something I really loved in it. You know me, I'm a sucker for a good ride vehicle, and of course, particularly even more so, getting me into the Back to the Future feels. The fact that we have like a model of the ride vehicle in the queue.
Yeah.
That he's putting down there, the Webslinger vehicle. I love it. And it's in the gift shop, and I want that. Very much.
Totally.
So that's what I'm saying. So like that's cool. Okay, here's the problem for me. Okay, so the ride itself has one fundamental flaw to me that I think really kills the experience. And basically is like, I know there's like a whole litany of, if you want to compare and contrast this and the other Spider-Man ride is going to win, no problem. I understand that. But I'm saying just per example, what works with the other ride that this ride does not have, to show you like, the Achilles heel. Lack of quips and banter in the ride.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what kills it for me. It's like I'm having a good time up to that point. Like, I mean, wrap my mind. I assume, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, because I tried looking this up. I can only find something. It looks like it's like a motion activated thing. Basically, you make a whipping kind of motion. That's
all you have to do is like whip your just kind of like wave your arm. Honestly, it I don't know. I'm pretty cynical about the gameplay element of it, but we'll kind of get there when we get to the gift shop.
But that's how there's like a sensor in there, like it detects motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So that in itself, like I'll
like
take
Connect Dragon. It's basically connect the ride.
Fine. That's all fine. Anyway, again, it's the fact that you're doing all that and you watch those scenes and like the ride POV. It's like, hey, we're shooting webs, and it's just. I mean, there's no score. It's just like, hey, you hear the sounds of you hitting webs in 3D, I guess. And that's about, it's like, really? Spider-Man, he barely quips at all during the ride. Says, hey, guys, do this. He doesn't say, like, he's not having fun with it or anything.
It feels like a video game tutorial.
But not even like a fun Bruce Campbell like tutorial in the video game.
No, okay. Well, first of all, Dragon, as a gamer, I can tell you that not all tutorials are like that Bruce Campbell tutorial. That is a god-tier tutorial.
Well, sure, that's what I'm saying. It just feels like a very standard tutorial versus all the fun you could have with a Spider-Man tutorial.
Right, exactly.
Or like again, like the others, the Adventures Spider-Man, right? Again, it's like so much fun, like him saying, "Hey, you basically treating you like tourists," which you are in that case. Or in this case, he should be apologizing. You're like, "Hey guys, I'll help over here," something like that. Nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah.
And I just think that's what kills. That's what I'm saying. How on earth you get Tom Holland, who's a good blend of kind of both your Spider-Mans. He's always been kind of the amalgam of what you get from the Spider-Mans we've had in live action. Again, he's quippy like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He's got kind of the sad sack, Tobey Maguire, like you feel for the Parker Luck, and you have those elements, and we're not using them. It's the whole reason we put him in the queue. We didn't do anything.
Okay, what do you think about the strong point of the attraction for me, which is the kind of the tour of Avengers Campus?
I mean, that's cool too. That's what I'm saying. I'm really taken out of it by the fact that we're not saying anything during that, or like maybe pointing that out in dialogue during the ride. Like, like you could be calling out that fact.
That's
it's
fair.
like
That's fair.
That's what I'm saying. If he called out like, "Hey, we're oh man, like Rocket's gonna be ticked off or something," I don't know.
I mean, what you just said is like the most baseline quip they could have possibly had, but it's like it's not. And you know what's a shame, Dragon? It's like if they had the writing that Mission Breakout had, it would be perfect. Because Mission Breakout's writing is just so rock solid and quippy and awesome and meta.
Right.
But this is just like none of that.
I know, like you're breaking stuff maybe around Doctor Strange or something, and it's like, oh god, I hope that wasn't invaluable. It's just like breaking like the cauldron of the cosmos or something. I don't know. Or like, oh man, like Hank Pym's gonna be like a get off my lawn kind of guy. Like, oh no, I made it big. Which one makes it small again?
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is just me being like optimistic, but I would like to think like I haven't seen anything on this yet, but I'd like to think that there's some hidden spider bots throughout the land.
That would be, well, I mean, they're all over the gift shop, so it stands to reason maybe they could be. That'd be good. Remember, the whole thread of the ride is that they're going to be basically popping up all over the place. They overrun the land.
Saying. So, like, if the overall land had like let's say like a dozen or two spider bots just kind of like scattered around in different areas, I don't know, like that would give up, that would kind of excuse a lot for me in terms of being willing to forgive the flaws of Webslingers, because I do think as far as place building and story goes, it's pretty solid. Like I don't think people are generally giving it enough credit in that regard.
All right.
Okay. So Dragon, let's talk about the gift store. Have you looked into the DLC merch?
Well, I mean, I didn't really think of it as DLC, but I mean, I get what you're saying, the whole upgrade thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan, Dragon, because here's the thing. This cheap plastic, I'm just going to go on a rant here for a second. The cheap plastic that they're selling to like improve your game, like I like it in theory. I think that it's a cool idea if it was cheaper. But
bare minimum is $50.
No, it's $50 for the for the thing itself, and then it's like $30 for like the different kind of fluids that you can get with it.
Well, that's the thing. It's crazy because the way I saw it is, I say, I have the band, which I assume will do the trick. Otherwise, it's truly it's price gouging at its worst and most virulent, because you have like the basic kind of web band, and then you have the white thing that goes on top of the band, which shoots the little web.
Uh-huh.
And that is 50, because the band is 30, and everything else that the add-on is 25. And right. Then if you want to have other options like a repulsor or something, again that's 25. And I forget how the web fluid thing works. I didn't know if that was a separate charge or what.
Web fluid is a separate charge. Yes,
that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's like the whole electric one, and that's where that's even crazier. So that's what I'm saying. So 50 just to get the full accoutrement, then beyond that for the
Dragon.
web.
We're talking like significantly more expensive than a AAA first-party video game.
Yep. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, here I'm somewhat charmed by it, but I absolutely agree it's price gouging at its worst. It's that it's almost like a childhood fantasy come true of like, hey, when you hit the button on the web shooter, instead of like always being stuck with why does it always have to be silly strings? There's like a limited amount of fun you can have with silly string because you can't do it inside the house or anything anyway. So I love the idea. I have like this little rope that comes out and then it retracts and comes back. That's cool to me. That's a really cool idea. It's like, hey, it's close. It's pretty neat.
Uh-huh.
But it's by again charging through the nose for it, and then for all sorts of other things, and the fact that it's going to give you an unfair advantage with the ride, it's a bit much.
And also the fact that you can only use it like, think of it this way, because people they're definitely advertising it as kind of like a pimp my ride sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so think of it this way, Dragon. There's no Disney annual pass holder program in place right now. That's going to change by the end of the year. As far as everyone knows, that's going to change by the end of the year. But as it stands now, like you're looking to pay like just to go into Disneyland, like let's say with parking and everything, like let's just say $200 for one person. If you're a family, forget about it. Astronomical. You're looking at like
the price of an Oldsmobile.
If it's a mom, a dad, and two kids, you're looking at $500 easy for that one day. And that's not even including food or anything like that. And so then you have to do the the boarding group thing, where that you're not guaranteed a boarding group, Dragon. It's much like Rise of the Resistance in that way. A lot of people, when Rise of the Resistance first opened, did not get the boarding groups. And so it's kind of a lotto in that regard. So, Dragon, you're paying $80 to get the chance to have 5 minutes of DLC on this damn Spider-Man ride.
It's also the fact of the matter that you're paying through those for something you can only use in the parks versus like, okay, well, it's not exactly a game you can really replay at home or anything.
Lightsabers are cool collector's items.
Yeah.
Harry Potter wands are cool collector's items.
Sure.
This is like,
I mean, look, again, if you're telling me just like the web shoot itself would be something, again, I mean, not for $50, but if like I'm paying like 20 to at most like the price of a shirt or something, $23 for that. That's something as like a one purchase sort of thing. Okay, so I have memento. It shoots like little web retracts. That's kind of handy. It's kind of neat. It's a nice memento, but. Tell me as a practical purpose for the ride gives you an advantage and you want to get all the accoutrements and the upgrades and stuff, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. To me personally, I think it's honestly one of the most skeezy things that Imagineering's ever done. Honestly. I'm not a fan of it at all.
It does feel like Disney's trying to definitely recoup some budget, with the recoup some budget with all the stuff that they've incurred lately.
I mean, that's fair, but
I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying that's what I think it's what they're doing. I'm not saying it's right.
All right, so Dragon, let's transition into probably the coolest thing about.
Wait, there's some other cool things in the gift shop, though.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Real quick, I love the gift shop.
Okay, by all means.
Yeah, I mean, outside the price gouging, there's some cool products in there too. Like I like the light up goggles. They have like the emote and everything. Those are cool. Again, I want the ride vehicle.
Ugly ass spider bat back that I could never see anyone with dignity wearing in public.
Well, here's the thing: though, a lot of those backpacks, they have like a web on the back that's supposed to hold like a spider bot, like a pet.
Yes, I know, and Dragon. To me, it's just a merchandise fail, but that's just a jaded, longtime Disney Parks fan speaking.
I'll tell you this again: if I were there, the first thing I would get would be they have like a little mini, like a ride vehicle thing where it's like it's the vehicle with Spiderman on top.
That's the first thing I would get too, Dragon. I would love that. Yeah.
So I mean that maybe the goggles, but even though I have to come, because would I wear them ever? Because they're not like sunglasses, but they're cool. It's if they were just like honestly, when I saw them first, I thought
it could be like a cosplay thing,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, those are by that respect. I mean, I might consider it. I mean, they're cool. But anyway, so those are like the things really jumped out at me. Had some cool shirts. I gotta tell you that I'm really charmed by the idea of the remote control spider bots and all the different variations on them. I mean, that's cute. Like I might, assuming they again aren't the price of an Oldsmobile.
That is what they should have focused on with this damn gift shop, man. That is a tangible thing based off of the attraction. It's like, oh, we saw this cool, cute thing in the attraction that now we can go buy and customize.
Yeah, like I might get my father.
I really hope that Webslingers gets like I don't know, gets like a 2.0 where we don't have any of this DLC crap.
Right. Yeah, like for example, like my father, like the Iron Man iteration of the Spider Bot, which they have. I mean, that's because that's kind of cool,
Uh-huh.
you know. They have some. This is something really cool that I hope they do with all the rides, and I think it's just a great idea. So Funko, they have Funko Pops that are ride specific, which I think is awesome. So you have like,
Yeah, that's kind of like a take my money kind of situation. Like, I love ride specific merchandise.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's really, yeah, that's really neat. Also, I think someone's already bought one of these, but this is insane. They have the Mark III Iron Man armor for sale
Oh my
in the.
god, really? Oh
It's like a
wow.
giant, it's like a life-size statue of Iron
Dude,
Man,
of
and
course someone fucking bought that on the opening day.
yeah, you know how much it cost?
I'm gonna wager to say 10,000.
A little under.
3,000?
Look, not that under.
I don't know, fucking 6,000?
You'd be terrible in the prices, right?
Yes, I
Eight
would be.
eight
I'm not
thousand.
arguing this.
8,000.
Okay, well, when you said okay,
I
fine.
said a little under 10.
All right, 8,000.
Point
Okay.
being, it's a lot for a life size statue of Iron. But again, it's cool. I'll give them that. I'm envious, but I wouldn't go that far. All right. Okay.
Okay,
So yes. Yeah.
so swinging Spider-Man Dragon.
Yeah, this is really cool. Of course, we kind of called this. I speculated this, and I was so happy to find out I was somewhat right about this. The Imagineering story, they tease up this kind of this black mannequin that was doing a bunch of flips. And of course, I know those flips, I know those poses. That's got to be for the Spider-Man attraction, right?
Kind of.
Got to be,
Kind
and
of.
essentially it was. It's for the park, but Spider-Man though.
Yeah, my dream is that this technology is going to be incorporated in some way into the Avengers e-ticket. Could you imagine seeing this on ride?
I mean, it'd be really impressive.
But yeah, as it stands now, I'm not sure exactly how long the intervals are, but I worry that something like this is not going to last too long. That it might be just like see it the summer of the opening summer. I don't know. Like, it could either be like a flagship thing, because I could see it being something that people like. To me, to me, honestly, seeing it in person is a bigger draw than the freaking stupid Spider-Man like Connect ride itself. Like,
I'll, I'll
honestly.
I'll tell you what they should do with kind of an animatronic like this. Really, basically, kind of a concept like this. If you have like an animatronic that can do a stunt, essentially, like a high flying stunt. What?
A stunt show?
Well, I mean, I was thinking something else. I was thinking more vague than stunt show. I mean, that'd be cool too, but I'm just thinking generally using the same model of what we saw here, of kind of like not so much a show, but like kind of an entrance. Like basically, the idea here is when you do Spider-Man meet and greet, or just I guess maybe on the hour for certain other things, but mainly for a meet and greet. You have Spider-Man do like a little run around. He does like the flip, and then we have like the wall crawling, which is the best part, by the way. Wall crawls, one of the best parts. I mean, it's wall crawls down. It's actually the actor, by the way. It looks like. Anyway, if over like down the line, if assuming we don't have it for Spider-Man, if we readjust it to a different Avenger, like for example, like Thor could be flying on the hammer or something, or maybe Falcon Cap flying on the wings.
Ooh.
Right?
I honestly, I could see Falcon Cap potentially being a drone animatronic.
I mean,
they've experimented with that. Like they've done like dragons and shit in experiments. Like, I imagine a human flying wouldn't be that hard at this point, honestly.
Tell me you wouldn't want to see, just in addition to that sort of drone tech, imagine if you wouldn't love to see when you're doing the meet and greet with Sam Wilson Cap, you have Red Wing as a drone flying around you.
Totally.
Or behind him or something.
And then speaking of drone tech, I mean, fuck it. Let's just get Iron Man's like flying around, all right? It's just Dream World now, Dragon.
That's what I'm saying. But seriously, I'm saying just basically if you can launch somebody, you can do that with Thor, and you can do that with Iron Man, and again, you could do that with Falcon. Sure. 3 of which would make sense. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe the thing evolves if we don't have it for for the foreseeable future. It's Also, it's kind of interesting. We Spider-Man's meet and greet seems to be, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or what, but he kind of is posing behind a barricade for pictures of people
No,
instead of like,
yeah, they're not doing proper meet and greets now because of the pandemic. Yeah.
yeah.
That's how it was at Disney World, where people, the character. Actually, to tell you the truth, I kind of like it because it kind of makes the character interactions a little bit more spontaneous, and it also means that you can get a picture of the characters without having to stand in a long ass line. So honestly, Dragon, I think that sort of system is a win-win as far as meet and greets go. Especially with the Marvel heroes, because Marvel heroes can be doing like really dynamic things.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, Dragon, do you want to go to the Doctor Strange show next?
Sure.
Okay. Doctor Strange, Mysteries of the Mystic Arts. Dragon, first of all, why isn't this a dark ride?
Yeah, in retrospect, especially given all the blacklight stuff you could do with a character like Dormammu, for example,
Yeah,
it is a missed opportunity for sure.
Dragon, the fact that they cock tease like dark ride effects behind a door, literally dark ride effects behind a door, Dragon.
Yeah.
It's such a tease.
I'll tell you, this Doctor Strange show, it's the best way I can sum it up is it's very cute. I can't really say it's great. It's just cute.
The best word I can describe it in my notes is like, well, the actor's trying.
That's what I'm saying. I think the actors, the cast member actors, doing his, I think he's doing his best here. I think the cast members is like other sorcerers. That's kind of a neat idea, and here's the thing, okay. I think I get the sense that Doctor Strange is a little hamstrung by limitations of like, well, if we're not doing like something like, okay, a dark ride, for example, we're not doing that. If we're just having him out in the open in broad daylight, just kind of doing a show, and it can't really be like a light show or anything. But, the effects are very limited. We do like a little
They
effect
should
later,
do
like
a fucking Doctor Strange night show, man.
something like that, or like with fireworks or something. I don't know, but
I mean, not even fireworks. That like they have all those cool lights in that area. Just do something like where he's controlling the lights or something simple like that. It'd be
I
more.
mean, imagine how great the sling ring effect would look at night.
Right, right.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's just not really. I mean, you can go really psychedelic with Doctor Strange, but we're not quite doing that.
Oh,
here.
can you imagine if they did like? I mean, they have a ton of projection. They perfected projection mapping, Dragon. Like, can you imagine this whole area just like decked out in like psychedelic Doctor Strange projection?
You could do the astral effect on
That's
Doctor
what I'm
Strange,
saying,
right?
man.
Yeah, and that's
it
the thing.
wouldn't even be that hard. I mean, Disney has got that projection effect thing down. Oh,
Because
that's how you fix Doctor Strange, right there, right
yeah,
there. Make it a night show. I mean, they can still do the day show if they want, but like make the night show an event.
Because I want to be clear, it is a really charming idea. Hey, we're going to give Doctor Strange a magic show, which makes sense. You do that, yeah.
Charming idea. You're right.
It's a very charming idea, but yeah, we need to kind of up the showmanship or the atmosphere or something. Something's not clicking. Either again, we need darkness for this to really pop with all like the magic stuff we could do, because in broad daylight it's just not going to come across unless we give him a set or we set it at night.
When he pulled that like big pole out of the bag or what the fuck ever, the big reveal trick. Dragon, I gotta say, I legitimately felt bad for the actor because of how little of a pop it got from the crowd.
And that's the thing. You can see that he is trying, and I feel so bad because he's hamstrung, because, again, it's Doctor Strange with magical effects that we can only do with a cast member who's trained in something but not magic.
Right.
There's only so much that he can do.
I feel like a show like this, unless you've got, like, a particularly engaged crowd and a particularly good cast member, is going to come across with a lot of like secondhand embarrassment for the cast member, I hate to say.
Which is unfortunate, because again, this is a good idea if given the proper showmanship.
Right. Again, the night show, man. Doctor Strange Nighttime Spectacular.
Yeah.
The art of projection mapping, man. Make it happen.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so Warriors of Wakanda, Dragon.
Yeah, this Yeah, I think this may have come across a little better. I think I think there's something I'm missing though in all the
I
video
think you're
footage.
missing the crowd shots, right?
That's the thing. I can't
Like
see a
especially
sing.
with this, it would be a little helpful.
Yeah, because it looks. I mean, it's cool, but it's like, well, what are we doing? We're just basically lecturing to a crowd. I mean, it's cool, but like, are they participate? It sounds
Yeah,
like
it's
they're
adorable
participating.
Andre lecturing to a crowd. What the fuck do you expect adorable Andre to do?
No, no. What I'm saying is, it sounds like they're like doing like the Jedi Academy thing. We're taking volunteers and we're doing some stuff, but we're not seeing it because of the way it's shot.
Uh,
That's the thing.
that I'm not sure of. I'm pretty sure what they're doing is that's the thing. I'm not sure for either. I don't think either for Doctor Strange or this they're going like directly with volunteers just because COVID.
Well,
But
that's a fair point. But I'm just saying, even from a distance of like, just like, hey, it sounds like, hey, do this, and I'm not seeing them do this, with the
no,
door.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's the way it's shot. I mean, assuming they're actually, mirroring the Dora Milaje, I think it works very effectively. It's like a group lesson in moves and also how to speak Wakanda and just kind of like, the beliefs of, of Wakanda. It's really, it's
Here's
neat,
what I like about it, Dragon. It feels to me this feels the most on brand with the whole Avengers campus of it all. Because like of course the Dora Milaje would be on the Avengers campus as like cultural ambassadors, and like it legitimately feels like something that would happen on a campus setting,
Yeah. Feels very extracurricular in all the right ways.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like it. And I imagine the Dora Milaje are going to have a presence in the land like outside of this. I imagine.
Especially after Falcon Winter Soldier, it's going to be like a big swell of excitement whenever the Dora Milaje show up somewhere. Like, oh, it's the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, imagine if they were like the security, if they had like also like cast members just kind of dressed as the Dora Milaje for security.
That's what I'm saying, Dragon. I mean, to me, I feel like they're like the good stormtroopers. You know what I mean?
It's like, imagine you like around and guessing the Dora Milaje show up.
Basically play like a similar function that the stormtroopers do in Galaxy's Edge, except obviously a different sort of cadence to them, of course.
It'd be the coolest, most intimidating thing ever. You get a rowdy park goer and the Dora Milaje circle.
Oh my fucking god! Yes.
And here's what they do. Okay, here's what they do. They do the staff thing, which is awesome. They bump, and then they point the staff.
Oh my god! Dragon,
they show up and then in unison, like.
I need to see this, Dragon. I need this to be in my life now.
Be the coolest, most intimidating thing ever.
All right, so Dragon, should we get to the thing that we're really all going to Avengers Campus for, man?
One note before we do: the moment of silence is a really classy touch. A little tribute to Chadwick Boseman. They take a moment of silence to mourn the kings and queens of Wakanda. That's classy. All right,
definitely.
Okay, let's get to what we're here for, folks.
Okay. Here's the thing with Pym Test Kitchen, Dragon. I can safely say this is definitively like I am looking forward to this more than Webslingers, like by a country, like not even close, Dragon. Not even fucking give me the menu. Honestly. Like Dragon, as a foodie, my go-to is comfort food done in creative ways. This is my heaven. This is my heaven.
Yeah, I share the excitement in that when I saw the stuff teased for Avengers Campus, I saw a little bit of the Pym Test Kitchen, so I kind of knew a lot of the stuff already. But when I saw it though, I was like, oh my god, it's so awesome! It's so well thought out, and of course, I'm a sucker for Ant-Man, and the thing that got me, the charming thing that got me salivating, and just kind of like, oh my god, I want to visit this place so badly of all the Avengers Campus. I mean, until they get that whole Quinjet thing sorted out. It's the they have like their fountain drinks are like these giant soda cans with like a little like tubing. It was kind of set to it. Like I love that. That's my favorite detail in the whole test kitchen. Like, oh my god, the little soda fountains. They're hooked up
let's
to
not
giant...
skip over one important detail in the test kitchen, which is the frickin' the big pretzel.
I know the pretzel thing is awesome. I didn't see that. So I see that is beyond. I'm just saying I personally love the little little soda thing.
Dragon, I like how with the pretzels, it's like we have both mini pretzels and giant pretzels. I love that whole like contrast with these food items, that a lot of them you can get in both mini and giant versions.
Yep, and of course the way it's just basically the whole place is built like the idea is they've kind of taken the suitcase idea from Ant-Man and the Wasp and kind of mixed it with the quantum tunnel. So the quantum tunnel is built into a lot of the sets. So that's what's shrinking. That's a little device that shrinks the pretzel. It's basically the quantum tunnel. Of course, is very key in Endgame as well. So people are definitely gonna remember it. So it looks great, and it also kind of fits into okay. So we built a business. It's like it feels like an idea Luis would have. It really does. You know, it feels like
absolutely.
I'm gonna have a restaurant, but what we're gonna do is instead of using a suitcase, we're gonna make a test kitchen.
Oh my god! All right, Dragon. Let me ask you this. All right, from everything you saw, if you only could eat 2 items, I won't let you pick just one, but you could pick two items from Pym's Test Kitchen. What are you going with?
Well, I know honestly, it's one thing I need from the test kitchen. I want the lime soda.
Just the soda? Really? You're going to go for the soda?
I'm saying I want the lime soda for a very specific reason.
Okay.
Honestly, I want the lime soda, and also this place makes me want a Coke so badly too. So honestly, it'd be kind of both. I want a Coke just because of the novelty of the fountain drink thing.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of like the fancy thing, again, I need the lime soda because that soda is Pinko Dole. If I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of it. That is the lime soda from the Incredible Hulk movie.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the fact is, they found a way to get the Hulk in the park somehow with the Incredible Hulk movie. It's like that's the ultimate Easter egg right there. Oh my god, they're serving the same lime soda.
I'll give you that. That is cool. But food, though, Dragon, give me one thing you would have food.
I mean, look, here's the thing, Tiki. With the Pym Test Kitchen, I appreciate the menu. I really do. I don't think I'd get anything really from the menu, but I appreciate it. If anything, I might try the pretzel, if anything.
Oh, you're full. Well, no, the pretzel's full. I mean, that's the go-to. That's the go-to, I think. That's the comfort item.
Again, I'm like the world's pickiest eater, so I'm not really the guy to ask about that. But that's what I'm saying. I appreciate the novelty of all like the whole the meatball
Greg,
thing.
You know what I'm salivating for?
The meatballs.
Oh God, how did you know? Oh my god.
Because it's such a cool that's what I'm saying. I fully appreciate the meatball thing. I wouldn't go for it, but I love the idea. The little meatballs and the giant
I'm
meatballs.
nervous about the whole plant-based thing, but they look so fucking good that I'm willing to try it, man.
That's what I'm saying. For me, again, I don't want to take away from the ingenuity of it all. But for me personally, I wish that we just kind of make the food just a little simpler, but still big and small. But I do appreciate the thought that's going in.
Meatball thing if it wasn't plant-based?
I mean, maybe, but even still, I'm not.
But it's not your thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just again, don't go by me.
Dragon, I'm an Italian. All right, so it's like for me, it's like pasta. Meatballs,
I'm saying if they had pizza, if they like the ultimate mini pizza, I would go for that.
Ultimate mini pizza, I love that.
Like if they did like essentially like the patented pizza bagel, but for the Avengers, if they did something like that,
yes. Oh my god. Okay, that needs to be the next thing on.
Like if they did that or hot dogs, I'd be down for it. But
hot dogs is another. I'm honestly surprised they don't have some sort of giant corn dog or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like something like something like that, and just kind of sized accordingly, though. But that's just me, though. I still appreciate like all the thought and ingenuity. So then the main thing I would go to, again, probably a Coke for the road, just for the fun novelty of it. But again, just for there, though. I mean, the lime soda.
All right.
I'm a sucker for lime too. I'm not saying I'm a Sprite guy or anything, but I love a good lime treat. So it's anyway.
Okay, so Dragon, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Also, just want to get in the Avengers gift shop. Basically, it's kind of like they're preparing for the basically the Avengers Quinjet experience ride that's being built. I assume the Avengers gift shop is built within that attraction before it's ready. It's kind of like the. So it's no one's gonna know until when they were building Despicable Me, they built the gift shop before they built the rides. I think it's like one of those situations. They start with the gift shop, but anyway, They have some really cool stuff. Like they have like these die-cast vehicles from the MCU. Like they have the Quinjet that is from the ride, so it's like a blue version for it's the Avengers Campus version of the Quinjet, and they have
Uh-huh.
like the Royal Talon fighters from Black Panther, the thing that Everett Ross was flying at the climax of Black Panther. So yeah, they come with stands and they look really cool. They got pins. They got like Avengers magnets with the A and everything on it. So that looks like some quality stuff. But yeah, final thoughts. I mean, again, final thoughts. I mean, the stuff, obviously, the Pym Test Kitchen still looks as amazing as it did, just kind of getting ready for it. The rollout of the characters seems to be a big draw for sure. I wish the Webslingers ride just kind of really, it kind of dazzled more within the action itself. But, I mean, I'm still really impressed with the land overall. I want more from it. I mean, because I think we're all greedy in the age of miracles. Let's be honest, the age of marvels and miracles. We want more, But I mean, we're getting Falcon Cap and regular Cap, and Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson. We're getting both versions there. That's going to be a lot of fun, and then everyone's very much styled into the MCU. I mean, that's all I can really ask for. Like Kevin, because that thing, as much fun as I could have going on as an adventure, I wouldn't get the MCU there. I get the MCU here.
All right. Well, yeah, final thoughts on my end. I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Like, I know it's a very small space to work with. And honestly, Webslingers to me right now in the state it's in is sort of as Tony Stark would say a piping hot mess. But I do like the layout as a whole. Pym's Test Kitchen, I think, is one of the best menus that fucking Disney has ever come up with. Honestly, I love it so much. I literally want to try everything on it. So that alone makes me want to go here really badly. But that's genuinely the first time that a restaurant in a Disneyland, in a Disney theme park land, has drawn me to the land more than the attractions itself. But hey, I guess that's just what being an adult does to you. I don't really feel like playing Connect. But all right. Have a good night, everyone. I'm honestly surprised we didn't get anyone in the comments for this one, but hey, maybe people are being good and staying away from spoilers, Dragon.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all later.